Wrath in the Bible is final judgment. You know, there are judgments that are temporal. For instance, just being disciplined, or a judgment that comes that you can recover from. You can be judged in a temporal way for your failures, but wrath is final judgment. When wrath comes upon you, well, there's no protection from that. There's no recovering from that. It's your final end. That's why wrath is so terrible, and that's why the Bible says wrath is not for believers. But it's pictured for us 7 times in the book of Revelation, saying to us that Revelation is not written in a linear fashion, but written in a fashion where we have a vision and it ends in judgment. We have a vision and it ends in judgment. We have a vision and it ends in judgment. The fourth vision, it's said this way: "Put in your sickle and reap, for the hour to reap has come. For the harvest of the earth is fully ripe." So he who sat on the cloud swung his sickle across the earth, and the earth was reaped. So the angel swung his sickle across the earth and gathered the grape harvest of the earth and threw it into the great winepress of the wrath of God. That's a final judgment. And that's the kind of judgment that Jesus was always saying when he depicted his pictures of judgment. The fifth picture of it is in Revelation 16:19. "The great city was split into 3 parts, and the cities of the nation fell, and God remembered Babylon the Great to make her drain the cup of the wine of the fury of his wrath. And every island fled away, and no mountains were to be found." It's a depiction of every island fleeing, no mountain found, wrath, final judgment. Number 6. "Then I saw," Revelation 19:11, "I saw heaven open, and behold a white horse, and one sitting on it called Faithful and True. And in righteousness he judges and makes war. And the rest were slain by the sword, and came from the mouth of him who was sitting on the horse. And all the birds were gorged in their flesh." That's a final judgment on people. And it says those who are slain are actually devoured. They're consumed. They perish, as the Bible says. And then the 7th picture, Revelation 20:11, "And then I saw a great white throne, and him who was seated on it. And from his presence the earth and the sky fled away, and no place was found for them. And I saw the dead, great and small, standing before the thrones, and the books were opened. And then another book was opened, in which was the book of life. And the dead were judged by what was written in the books, according to what they had done. And the sea gave up her dead who were in it. Death and Hades gave up the dead who were in them. And they were judged, each one of them according to what they had done. Then death and Hades were thrown into the lake of fire. This is the second death, the lake of fire. And anyone whose name was not found written in the book of life was thrown into the lake of fire." 7 pictures of judgments. All of them are pictures of final judgment. One of the evidences that I put before you that the book of Revelation is not written in a linear fashion, but in cycles of visions. We'll be back with more.